Hi, welcome to another Roboflow training movie. In this movie today, I will show you how to create a simple email notification to users. An email notification resulting from a Cumulus query. I created a hot collection template workflow, which is a workflow that processes the records from a query. I've selected a catalog and I'm going to set the query. I have two fields that interest me in a catalog. One is the email field. If I want to notify somebody and it has to be a dynamic notification, I have an email address field, for instance, that I could use if you have that in your record. And the second one is a field that I have to check or change value, is a field that will tell me if I notified it before, to avoid that it goes into a loop of notifying the same person over and over again. So what I need to do is say email address here. Email address has value. Has value is this symbol. If you don't know the syntax of these queries, just construct the query here. In the Cumulus client, you can do the find advanced. You can say email here. Email address has value, and you can say after that notify. It's just the first letter that I can type. Notify has no value. And if we have a look, then I first have in simple to let's say or and we go here, and now I have my query. It adds automatically this an ugly GUID or unique identifier of the field. If you're working in a single language environment, you could just use the field name itself. So I copy this and I bring this over to here. So as I said, keep it simple. You could remove this that, and I usually put quotes around a field name, although it's only mandatory if there's a space in between. You could also use, instead of the word and, this symbol. That's all accepted now in Cumulus 9. And then you could test. It's always a good idea to test. You can select the catalog. I'm working in the sample catalog and I'm saying give me the name field. Then I know if I'm getting everything. And you can see there are two entries in there. So yes, my query works. So okay, query. Good. Then notify email. You could set the email here. If you want to pick up the email from this individual record, then you could add the email address here. How do you do that? Well, in this case, you would have to do it old style. Say I want to pick up the record field, and notice it has to be a $sign. Record field, because the parameter file is executed in the beginning of the script before it's processing the records. So at that point it doesn't have the record yet, so it has to know that it should not process it now but later, and this $sign tells it don't process this now, process it later. And then you can say here notify email who. Well, then I have to do email address like that. Or if you use the more secure syntax, you would use this at the end. This is one way of doing it, and then you could specify here your email settings. This will be the body for the whole mail, and then this part will repeat itself for every individual record. Now in this example, I want to personalize this body text per file because I want to say dear Mr. Dear this or that. So I need to pick up the field names for that individually per record because it comes from the record. So in that case I cannot use this because this would not give you the individual field names per mail. It would bundle it and you would get a whole bunch of strange names. So what you need to do is have an action script do that for you. I can pick up the record field value called name from the catalog from the hot record. I call it last name. Then you pick up the field where you have the email address and I call it email. And then you have store text, and store text is going to be my body of my mail. So what I did is I created it in HTML style, so it will accept some layout features. I could hard-code it, put in here something like this, and then change this into the hash because now we are working with the records. An action script is executed for every record. So you could do this, but we want to try to avoid to use these old styles scripting languages if it's not necessary. There is a little trick. You click on hash hash and automatically in the new Cumulus 9.2 version a drop down appears with all the stored elements of your workflow so far, and I have here the last name, so it automatically brings that here, so I cannot make any typos. I can put that here in my text. It only looks for that special dear, and I can say M dot, so it's the same for Madam and Mr. And then I can here comma, and I can say br slash that. It's the syntax for give me a new line, and I could do that again with a space in between, so it would create a little bit of spacing, br, and then I can say thank you for uploading the file, and then you can add whatever other test with BRs and blah 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 the file, and here we can say okay, I want here tag. If you don't want to use the quick and dirty way to find it, you can say here, and this will automatically return the record name of the current record, and then here the file, and then here we can add some more line carriage returns like that. Let's see, good, and blah body, etc etc. Good. So now email body, my email body is ready, and now I'm going to send a mail. So I'm going to the notification group. In the notification group I'm saying send email, and this will thus send an email individually per record. Email to whom do I want to email? Well, remember we stored that email field, so I just do hash hash. Oh, I did it too quickly. Hash hash, there it is, and then we can see that we have a field called email here. So that's the field it's going to use. The subject is new file uploaded. As I said, you can add whatever text you like, and then here we are going to take the email body text that we stored, and it will send out the email. So it's that simple. And as an example, I have these two records, so I'm gonna fix these two records so that the email, because I don't, okay, it's not editable, customizations, email, oh, it's not sorted here, address, I need to enable this for editing, allow the user to edit. Okay, good. So now I can edit, and I'm going to say Peter at localhost. I'm on a local computer here, I don't have network access, so I have to make sure that the email address is fine, like that. And now it is set up. And one thing I forgot in the script is, of course, at the end I have to set the notify field to a value so that in the next query it doesn't find the same records again. So let me say new, and we are going to cumulus record, and I'm saying set record field value. You will notice that in the set record field value you can only set, so here the field is notify, and is it notify or notified? It's notify. Notify, and here I need to set a value, so I don't have that value yet, so I'm going to copy, always very lazy, paste when it comes to typing text, so true, and notify true, just like that. And now I will see here that in the drop down I can find notify true, and the field value is set. It will set that value to true. Here, notify true. And before I forget, in the email I want the record name, and I made a little mistake there. So I'm storing the record name, and I can say rec name here, like that. And here in the email body text I was just using vag, but that is not correct. Thank you for uploading the file. It needs to be like this, rec name, and then I have something like Canto team, like this. I can say okay, I can say okay, and then show log, and in a few moments it will run the workflow again. It ran it just now, so I can click here on the refresh. You can see, oh, it still hasn't run it. So let's see if the record fields are notify has no value normally. So it should find it. We can test here the query. Has no value, has no value. No, it doesn't find them. Is false, find. There's one at false and one. So this one I need to clear the value, bulk edit. Where's the notify? Here it is. Notify, clear value, save. Advanced. Nothing. Has no value, find. Okay. So in the meantime it was already notified, So if we look here, show log, it found that one record. Yeah, the other one was just skipped because I was modifying it. So we should have here in my mail, let's get the mail, one mail message, and what does it say? It says, "Dear Mr. Van Hood, thank you for uploading a file, blah blah, Canto team." So you can personalize the text to whatever you like it to be, but that's how you can automatically notify individually per workflow. There are plenty of work things that you can do, that you can check if you can order by the email address. You can check if the email address is different and then bundle all the files that were uploaded. But this is basically so, and then send one email per email address. But this is basically the framework on how you send an email, other than the grouped email that it had it always had in the Cumulus in the previous Roboflow version. Thank you for joining, and see you in another movie.